Hello everyone, it's Anna and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be filming the first video in a brand new series called Book Writing. If you've watched the channels of people like Christine Riccio or Haley in Bookland, you know that this is some things that booktubers do when they talk about them wanting to write books. Now, I am a teenager, so the chances of this book being published in the near future is very slim, but I'm still like optimistic that like maybe if I start something it'll become better over time, and but I only want to publish it if it is like on good level. So just to clear that out. But today I'm going to be talking about some of the ideas that I've been having of things that I want to write, and because of this quarantine and we have so much time, I think that this is something that I really wanted to start really putting a lot more effort into. If you don't know who I am, my name is Anna and I'm from the channel BookSawyer. I make videos about mostly books, but sometimes about theater, and maybe some little music things coming up. And I love reading. It's an issue. But yeah, I'm just gonna be talking about today stuff like this, but I make a lot of videos about books, so if you want to stay, you can, but honestly, I don't blame you if you don't want to, because I'm a lot to deal with. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I kind of have two ideas that I've been kind of toying around with. I feel like I definitely was developing one long before the other, but then the other one came into view and I kind of put the whole other thing aside. So I'm not completely decided. I do think that like I have a little bit more interest right now in the second idea, but I don't know yet. I definitely think it's a possibility that I'll go back to the first idea like after I finish writing the second idea. I don't have a like code name for it, which would be like the little things we refer to them as, because I don't actually have titles for them, although I did like toy around with titles for the first one a little bit. But yeah, so this is just idea number one for now. And it is a YA contemporary novel that is kind of not a self-insert, but kind of inspired by my own experience with something that happened, and kind of me trying to like put my story out there. I will say that one of my fears with writing this is to have a self-insert, because I don't want to have a self-insert. I feel like I've gotten my self-insert out of the way though, because I spent a lot of years writing really bad Lab Rats fanfiction. Well, this story is really close to my heart, so I'm just kind of afraid of putting too much of myself in there. But it is a book that I started drafting like a while ago. I would definitely have to restart because it isn't good, but I did start it and I do enjoy the concept, and because it's so close to my heart, I do want to start it, but the second one is also close to my heart too. So yeah, so the second idea is something that is probably out of kind of like it's a little unusual. It might not be something that we see a lot. Like it might not seem like the obvious thing to go with as like if this were to be my debut novel, or in any capacity, even if it was just like me publishing it on Wattpad or something. But like it is something that is really close to my heart, and I'm not gonna say like reveal a lot about it, so it might seem confusing, and I'm sorry, but it is a retelling, but not of a story. It's of like a historical person / event. And my goal with this would be to kind of like prove the point that like we all know when we talk about different times in history, with people, especially women, being not very well treated and not having a lot of rights. And when we look back at a story like the one that I'd be retelling, it's kind of like, oh, this wouldn't happen today because it just couldn't. Like women have all these rights now, and we do in some ways, but my idea would be to take this story and put it in a modern setting and show how even though today we still have like a long way to go until their rights, their bodies, in a lot of ways are still respected to that like full amount that they should be. So my goal with that would be to raise awareness, and to raise awareness about like the specific thing in the novel, but also to kind of prove that point that like what happened to the person that I'm retelling the story of, like, yes, it would happen differently if it happened today, but it still could happen today, and that's a kind of scary thing to think about. So that was a lot. Both of these novels are a lot. Neither of them are really happy. I don't ever feel like I've ever been like a happy-go-lucky writer, because I don't think I'm a really happy-go-lucky reader. Like, I love books that are upsetting. Like, I think most of my favorite books like are sad in at least some way, and I just feel like I love reading about the difficult topics, because I think those are the things that need to be read about, and need to be put out in the world so that people can understand better. And that's definitely, at least with my debut novel, but hopefully if I did have a writing career, with my writing career, that's what I'd want to do with it. So this was a very short video, but it's just kind of episode 1 in this series with things I'm toying around with. So yeah, in the next video I'll update you on if I go with the second choice, kind of how my research for that, because it is based off a historical event, kind of how that's going. And if I go with the first idea somehow, kind of just talking about that in the drafting process. And I'll probably, if I do pick the second idea, I'll probably still continue like doing a little bit drafting and then update you. So I think I'll probably update you all within the next month. So thank you all. I love you all so much, and have a great day. Goodbye.